there was a lot of injuries around the world of football. Not that football, real football. Around the 5 major footballing leagues around the world. We've got a lot to get to, as you can see. Starting in England in the EPL, there was a really big injury to Arsenal winger Bukayo Saka. A lot of people were concerned about him, but it turns out that it was just some thigh muscular cramping. He should be fine for the Champions League match against Atalanta coming up. Yohan Wissa for Brentford suffered an ankle injury. Enzo Fernandez and Kieran Dewberry-Hall for Chelsea both have undisclosed illnesses. Sheikh Dukour has an undisclosed illness for Crystal Palace. We'll have more information on that, but nothing was really disclosed. The Ukrainian left back Vitaly Mikolenko is also ill, and Armando Broja, the forward, has an ankle injury for Everton. Lisandro Martinez has another leg injury, and Matthijs de Ligt, the Netherlands international, has a leg injury for Man United. And Emerson, the West Ham midfielder, has a muscular injury. Not really sure what it was. Some mentioned his hamstring, but we get more information on that. Going to Germany to Bundesliga, Frederick Jensen and Masayo Okugawa, both of them are ill. For Augsburg, Alassane Plie, he has an undisclosed injury for Borussia Mönchengladbach, and he was in line to be called up to the French national team for this last September window, but unfortunately he suffered an undisclosed injury. I wonder if he re-injured it. I'm not sure. More information on that. A big one for Eintracht Frankfurt was Kevin Trapp, the goalkeeper. He has a thigh muscular strain, and he will miss a couple of weeks, about 2 to 4 weeks. So it sounds like maybe a grade 1 or so. Hoffenheim has 2 injuries. Andrej Kramaric, he has an undisclosed injury, and Adam Holzik has a thigh injury. Andres Hanche Olsson suffered a head injury in Mainz's last match. He underwent concussion protocol. He has a concussion, so he is so they say he will be out maybe about 2 weeks or so. More information on that, but he is currently in Bundesliga's concussion protocol. And Morgan Guy Lavogoi has a leg injury for St. Pauli. So we don't have much information on that, but yeah. Ligue 1, relatively healthy. I mean, the only thing that I saw was something about Jacques Ikomi. He has a knee sprain for Angers. So that should keep him out maybe 1 to 3 weeks. Sounds just something mild for a grade 1. In Serie A, let's go to Serie A in Italy. Rafael Toloi for Atalanta. He has a thigh injury. Ola Solbakken for Empoli. He has a thigh injury as well. Davide Calabria has a lower leg injury for AC Milan, and Verona is messed up with a triple injury concern with Martin Freis. He has a knee injury, and Andrzej Duda and Tomas Suzlov were also injured, but we don't have information on their injuries. There are also a few other ones, just I'm not gonna say a couple minor ones, not minor ones, but see right here for Como. For Como, Alberto Docena, he has a calf muscular strain. Fiorentina was fine, nothing there. I saw this one from Lecce. Said from Lecce there was some information about this come up. Lemek Banda, the forward, he has a knee injury. We're not sure if it was just a knee bone bruise or if it was a knee sprain. More information on that when it comes up. Monza, we have Roberto Galgilardini. He has an undisclosed injury, and also Samuele Vignato has a shoulder injury. Just going down the line here. This one from AS Roma suffered two injuries. I guess when they played, I think when they played Genoa. They suffered 2 injuries, and it was Alexis Saleslamacher. He has a leg muscular injury, and Nikola Zalewski. We don't know. It's undisclosed injury. We don't know. Have information on that. Torino has 2. Irmahan Ilkhan has a knee injury, and Mergum Vojvoda has a thigh injury. Not much information on that. This is Verona, and I didn't see this one. Kind of big one for Venezia. Hans Nicolucci Caveglia, a very key part of their midfield. He has an undisclosed injury, not with much information about that. So some pretty big injuries. Some pretty kind of went under the radar, but those are still maybe some low key injuries right there. Now, Spain. for La Liga. And I didn't see many injuries for La Liga. I mean, I think one of the biggest ones was William Carvalho. He has an undisclosed injury for Real Betis. Another big one was Javier Monquilla. He has a growing injury, 9 times out of 10, in adductor strain for, who's he play for? Who's Monquilla play for? Javier Monquilla. He plays for Celta Vigo. Girona has an undisclosed, talk about an undisclosed injury to Oriol Remu. So look for that. And a big one for Sevilla. Albert Sambi Lukonga has a hamstring strain. Sounds like a grade 1. He will be out probably 2 weeks. See anything else for thing F. I mean, this one's big. Like for the I believe the center back Omar Alderete, he has a knee injury. That's pretty big one. Las Palmas has reported injury for Pejinho, their midfielder. Their midfielder, he has a hamstring strain, so he'll be out possibly 1 to 3 weeks, depending on the severity of it. And look for Mallorca, Tony Lato, undisclosed injury, and Sebier Vander Hayden, the defender, has a strain. It doesn't say what type of strain it is, probably muscular. Osasuna, relatively thing. Well, Ante Bumir, therefore a forward, has a thigh injury. And Rio Villarreal, Willy Kambawala has a undisclosed injury. So, yep, some pretty big injuries, and also a lot of under the radar injuries that could spell some difficulty for these clubs. So, yep, those are all of the injuries for the current match day, or the match day that just happened. Stick with us for more info on injuries and just news around the world of football. Boot Room Banter. Follow us on YouTube, and of course follow us here on X and other streaming platforms.